Were you on another season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on Colton season.
Okay.
Oh, so you missed that one, so you tried this one?
We're back with episode 7 of The Bachelor, and we have so much to talk about. Heather Martin enters the lion's den for a shot at love, Bree quits her job to stay, and 5 girls leave the chateau right before hometowns. I'm Alexa Gabriella, and this is your Batch Recap. We begin the episode with a surprise visit from Heather Martin, who basically came because Hannah Brown said her and Matt would be good together.
So the more I thought about it and the more I learned about who you are and your heart, I was like, I have to meet this guy.
And while Matt deliberates on what to do, Heather goes back to chat with the women, and let's just say this didn't go well.
What's your name and what are you
I'm
doing
Heather.
here?
Nice to meet you guys.
So are you ready to get married to him or be engaged?
What I'm here for.
You're just bachelor hopping.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You guys,
What's your
Honestly,
goal
I'm
here?
not convinced that you're ready for an engagement.
Absolutely.
In, less
you
than a
guys
week
don't
or
know
so.
me at all.
Bitch, what are you doing?
I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable.
Ultimately, Matt decides that he's going to focus on his main girls and sends Heather home. Just when the girls thought their worries were over, Matt sends 2 beautiful ladies home, Chelsea and Serena. After watching Chelsea strut out of the chateau, I think she'll be okay. This week, there are 2 one-on-ones and 1 group date, and poor Abigail has been dying for some time with Matt, but Serena P ends up getting her second one-on-one. Instantly, you can tell this date makes Serena extremely uncomfortable. They're going to be doing tantric yoga to basically see if they can have a deeper connection, but Serena is just clearly out of her comfort zone. Matt notices this, and I'm not gonna lie, I completely thought this conversation was going to result in Serena going home, but I was pleasantly surprised by how it went.
I'm sorry. I want to be like, it was amazing. I loved it. It was just not for me.
Good. I don't need you to tell me everything is good. Like when you don't like something or something makes you feel uncomfortable, I want you to tell me.
Matt appreciated Serena's honesty, and she became the first contestant this season to receive a rose for hometowns. During the group date, the girls get some one-on-one time with Matt, and Bree hears something pretty major.
I had to resign from my position to be here, to give me that opportunity to find love with someone, with you specifically. I thought it was worth it.
Can somebody call this girl's boss and get her job back? Because Matt's reaction was so telling.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
He says, thanks for sharing, as if she didn't just end her whole career for him. I think that if she was really his top pick, he would have reassured her that her decision was worth it by telling her something. Instead, he was like, okay, thanks for sharing. Maybe he had other things on his mind, because what comes next is a heartbreaking goodbye with Abigail.
And it was a no-brainer that I give you the first impression rose. And I was so comfortable in our relationship that I explored other relationships. In exploring those relationships, I did grow strong feelings for them.
Watching Abigail's exit made me rethink her as a possible bachelorette because of what she said in the car.
I just feel like I'm just constantly the person that makes men realize what they want next, but they never want that with me.
Usually the leads exit the previous show with the one-liner that becomes the centerfold of their season, and I think hers was pretty powerful. What do you guys think? Matt wraps up the group date with a conversation with Rachel.
Where I'm at with you is, when I'm not around you, I'm thinking about you. And you just make me smile.
I think Matt speaks very intentionally with Rachel. For him to say that when he's not with her, he's thinking of her is huge. His words end up holding some weight because he presented her with the rose. So this means she's going to hometowns too. I knew he would pick Rachel, but I was kind of disappointed that Bree didn't get the rose because she literally quit her job for him. After Rachel gets the rose, Matt takes her to see a private show with Aloe Black, and while they were dancing the night away, the girls were left defeated. I think Matt giving that rose to Rachel prompted Kit to make a major decision to send herself home.
You deserve someone who is 100% sure of you getting down on one knee tomorrow. That's not me.
I knew Kate would leave eventually, but this was a really sad goodbye. Jasenia goes on her one-on-one, and I think this is just another friend zone date. They went stunt car driving and they looked like they had a blast, and Matt looked absolutely terrified. But at the end, she had to make the moves on him. If a guy is really into you, you'll never have to ask. They moved to the dinner portion of the date, and after asking her questions and seeing him make this face, it was a no-brainer on what he was going to do. 4 women have already left this episode, but Matt still isn't done. He has only 2 more roses to give and 1 more woman to send home. I really felt for Piper. You could tell how disappointed she was, but did you see how she left without saying a single word to him? With Piper gone, this leaves us with Rachel, Serena, Bree, and Michelle on their way to hometowns. And with how the next episode preview looks, a lot seems to go down. Matt meets everyone's families and each relationship is tested like never before. Next week's episode doesn't look like one to miss, but if you do, stay tuned for next week's recap. Don't forget to like, comment, and follow at The Batch Recap for all things Batch.